Mikaela Shiffrin just revealed what really happened to her at the Olympics, and it is not about winning or losing, it is about something deeper. She was dealing with PTSD after a crash that nearly ended her career. She lived with the fear of facing the event that traumatized her, and she felt an overwhelming gratitude just for making it to the starting gate. What she said the day before her race changes how we see Olympic comebacks. What she went through to get there will shock you. Saturday, February 14th, 2026, the day before the giant slalom at Milano Cortina. Mikaela Shiffrin posted a statement on X that revealed everything. She wrote that she has an overwhelming sense of gratitude, that she simply gets to be here after everything. She said a little over a year ago, following her crash and injury in Killington, she could not even imagine skiing giant slalom at this level again, let alone starting in the discipline at the Olympics. Think about that. She was not talking about medals or podiums or winning. She was talking about facing her trauma. Giant slalom was the event that nearly killed her career 14 months earlier. Now, she is skiing it at the Olympics, and just showing up feels like a victory. Her results at Milano tell the story. On Tuesday, February 10th, in the team combined event, she skied the slalom portion while Breezy Johnson handled the downhill. They finished 4th. Mikaela had the 4th slowest slalom run despite having a half-second lead over 4th place. After the race, she admitted that she did not get her comfort level. She said there were some things in the course or in the conditions that she thinks she can improve. No specific excuse, just honesty about struggling. On Sunday, February 15th, she raced the giant slalom. It was her first time racing this event at the Olympics since the crash. She was 7th after the first run, looking strong. Then in the second run, she lost 4 positions and finished 11th, 0.92 seconds, behind winner Federica Brignone of Italy. She was off the podium completely, but she was upbeat after the race. She told reporters, "I think today was a really great practice for a strong, flexible mentality. That's what I want to feel in the coming days as well. Not devastated, not making excuses. Grateful for the chance to ski it at all." Here's the context you need to understand why that matters. Mikaela Shiffrin is one of the most successful alpine skiers in World Cup history. 108 World Cup victories. She shattered Ingemar Stenmark's record that stood for decades. She has dominated the sport for over a decade. But the Olympics? Gold medals in 2014 and 2018. Then Beijing 2022 became a nightmare. She raced in 6 events, came away with 0 medals, and failed to finish 3 times. It was the biggest Olympic disappointment in skiing in recent memory. She called it a catalyst for growth, and started working with a psychologist to process her father Jeff's death in 2020. And then came Killington, November 30th, 2024, the crash that changed everything and nearly took giant slalom away from her forever. So what happened in Killington that made just showing up to these Olympics a victory? November 30th, 2024, Killington, Vermont, a giant slalom World Cup race. Mikaela Shiffrin was leading after the first run, chasing her 100th World Cup victory. The second run began and she was flying down the course. Then she crashed into a slalom gate, hard. Blinding pain shot through her abdomen. She was bleeding into her ski suit. The aid team rushed to her, carrying her off the course to the medical center. She was in shock, unable to move, trying to process what just happened. This was not a normal crash. Something was seriously wrong. The diagnosis came quickly. Puncture wound to the right side of her abdomen, several centimeters deep. A complete piercing of her abdominal wall. The wound was close to her colon, which made it life-threatening. She required surgery to clean the wound and remove fluid buildup to prevent infection. Recovery would take months. But physical healing wasn't the real problem. After she was medically cleared to return to racing, she discovered something else holding her back: PTSD from the Killington crash. For months after the injury healed, she could not ski giant slalom without subconscious hesitation. Her body remembered the trauma even when her mind wanted to push forward. Every time she approached a gate, something held her back. Her brain was trying to protect her from getting hurt again. She said she could not imagine ever getting to a place where she could be contending for podiums. Physical Physical recovery is measurable. Mental recovery from fear is not. Your body is ready, but your mind will not let you. She raced giant slalom throughout the 2025 season. Every race, the hesitation was there. Every turn, the fear lingered. Podium finishes kept eluding her. She would ski well, but not great. Fast, but not fast enough. The mental barrier was harder to break than the physical injury. 2 weeks before the Milano Olympics, something finally broke through. She finished on the podium in a giant slalom World Cup race. Her first podium in the event since the crash. 14 months of fighting her way back. She called it spectacular to have her World Cup podium again, not taking it for granted, knowing exactly how hard she fought to get there. And here is why her honesty about trauma matters more than any medal. She said she had an overwhelming sense of gratitude that she simply got to be here. Think about that statement for a second. The winningest alpine skier in history. Grateful just to make the starting gate. That is what trauma recovery looks like. It is not about crossing the finish line first. It is about facing your fear and showing up when your body is screaming at you to stop. She finished 11th, but called it a victory in building mental strength. That is the reframe. Success is not just winning gold medals. Sometimes success is facing the thing that broke you and not letting it keep you down. Sometimes it is about proving to yourself that you can do it again. Athletes do not usually talk about PTSD. They talk about injuries healing, about physical recovery timelines, about getting back to form. Mental barriers stay hidden. Mikaela said it out loud. The mental barrier was harder than the physical one. She admitted that publicly. How many other athletes are dealing with this silently? How many crashes and injuries create trauma that never gets addressed? How many are afraid to admit the fear because it might make them look weak? Her Olympic journey tells the whole story. Gold medal at 18 years old in Sochi, 2014. Slalom, instant celebrity. Gold medal at 22 in Pyeongchang, 2018. Giant slalom, the world's best. Nightmare at 26 in Beijing, 2022. 0 medals in 6 events. Now a comeback at 30 in Milano 2026, still fighting through PTSD. 4 Olympics, 4 completely different experiences. She said she had been to 4 different games, and they had been 4 wildly different experiences. She has one more chance at Milano, slalom, her strongest event. 71 World Cup wins in that discipline alone. The race is coming up and she will be the favorite, but she is also traumatized, grieving, and healing. The pressure will be enormous. Either way, she already won by showing up and facing her fear. Mikaela Shiffrin revealed something crucial. Olympic success is not just about standing on podiums. Sometimes it is about surviving your trauma and finding the courage to try again. Sometimes it is about gratitude for the chance to compete. She said she was proud of how far she had come. That is the real victory, not the medals, the journey back. Is Mikaela Shiffrin the most inspiring athlete at these Olympics, even without a medal? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on more Olympic updates.